She's an itty bitty spider with an itty bitty lighter that she might just come for you. She's a snake crawling, creeping on the floor. If you give her time of day, baby, that's your first mistake. She will swallow you whole for you know.
Yeah, that's my intro. So one of the things I don't like to do is, as soon as content come out, put out a video on it, because I've experienced, like with Ladio and other content, that you put the content out and then it needs to be revamped, or it doesn't. Sometimes I get information before things come out, or sometimes information come out about things, but you guys don't get all the information, and it'll come to me and Mel with more than what you guys got. But what I got don't be 100% accurate. So, you know what I mean? It's like the example is the Ladio. When it came out, it was Latio. If you seen my old video, you've seen that that the mail that was sent to me had his name as Latio. It was even like that on the Nation of Darkness Facebook page as well. So when new content come out, I'm not quick to jump and put the information out. So I know some of the people were asking about this, and they're gonna re-push this game mode. I'm not totally sure what the issue was with the game mode. I didn't have any issues personally myself, but the one thing that I did hear was, I'm not sure, I'm not saying this what the issue was, but the one thing that happened in my alliance was I had 3 total losses. My first 2 losses was on wave 1. And my next loss was like in a high numbers, I believe maybe 80s, 90s, or something like that. I don't really recall. But my first 2 losses, I utilized my main team that I normally will utilize. And that's the reason why I'm speaking on this, because this more is going to come out. And I was trying to see, well, how does it change? What was the problem? Maybe they expected the teams to work a certain type of way like it does in the PvP, and for some reason it wasn't giving the correct damage. What I end up doing was I made a full shooter team, I made a full fighter team, and then I started utilizing the troops that corresponded with the teams. I had a full shooter team. My first team was all shooters. I believe at wave 5, the second team opens up. I think every 5 rounds, a new team opens up. So after the first 5 rounds, and that's the weird thing, because my first team that I made was a fighter team. After I had to revamp my team, the first one I did was fighter. Then I did shooter. The fighter team lasted those 5 rounds. The fighter and shooter team lasted the 10 rounds. And then I had to mix. I had to do shooter and fighter. I might have had a driver in there, I don't recall. And then the final team was mostly drivers. But on the final 2 teams, what I did was I used troops corresponding with the heroes. So if I had, in my second team, I think I had fighters, shooters, and drivers, but I had less drivers. So I put maybe 50K drivers, I had more fighters than I had shooters. So I maybe put 60, 70K shooters, and then the rest fighters. And on my last team, it was more drivers heroes than it was shooter heroes. I think I had no shooter heroes left. So I end up putting 50K shooters and 60K drivers and the rest fighters, because there seemed to be abundance of fighter heroes. And it was more, I actually had more driver heroes, but I wanted more damage. And like I said, I didn't get another loss until later into the match, which was maybe in the 80s or 90s. It could have been the 70s, but I ended up finishing with only that one loss. The 2 in the beginning from before I passed the first wave, and then that one loss. This mode is going to be big, specifically because of the rewards. There's a lot of stuff to deal with the stewards. This is one of the reasons I led with this. The steward material inside the store is only 100 per item. I'm not sure what the problem was with the game mode, but one of the things that I did notice was I had a total of 3 losses. I wound up with approximately, I believe, 580,000 points, or to be able to spend inside the store. I had people that had 0 losses that ended up with like 400,000. And then I had a person who had, I think the most I heard was a person has over 630,000 points to be able to spend. You know what I mean? So maybe the problem was the points. Maybe the problem was the attack mode wasn't working the way they intended it to work. But overall, it was very fun. One of the things I would inform people to do is put it on auto. You know what I mean? Maybe if you're having problems, you want to keep, you might want to take it off auto and switch your team up. But if you're a stronger player, you've been around for a while, you got a lot of heroes complete, put it on auto, let it just play through, put your phone down, let it just play through, get the points. If you lose, you can come back, reformat your team. You know what I mean? It was good to watch, but after a minute, it's just repetitive. It's the same thing over and over and over again. I do appreciate them adding this game mode to the game. Wave 100 was the final wave, and it was over after that. Yeah, so, and it just stops. That's how it is. It's cleared. I added a help team there for people to help. I didn't use any help. I didn't feel like I needed any. But it was real fun. You could count up how much your total points were here. It tells you how much power was there. So this is the store. At the time I was just learning what I'm about to go over with you guys right now. So I focus on the enchanted scroll chests, which a lot of people are going to focus on. You know what I mean? Yeah, I know. Where's the video for the enchanted scroll? Man, I'm going to tell you, it's one of the reasons I don't have a video out. It is definitely 100% one of the reasons I haven't had a video out in about 2 weeks, man. It's been hell trying to, excuse my language, but it's been very challenging trying to put out the video on the enchanted scrolls. I've given up. I've decided that I'm just going to break it down and put them out in separate parts rather than trying to make a very long video and edit them, because I've lost so much material trying to edit, and it really messed me up. All right, so we're going to get to these stewards, but I just want to mention, when it comes to the stewards, if you're a person that's going to spend money, let's get this out the way right now. This steward supply, man, this is a treasure trove. One of the reasons is because you can switch what you get each day. If you didn't know, there's a daily card and a monthly card. The monthly supply chest. You get them both every single day. You're going to want to renew it. One of the things that's strange for some odd reason, the weekly supply chest, not daily. The daily one is free supply. The weekly one, you get more inside the weekly than you do inside the monthly for whatever reason. But it's worth it. It's definitely worth it. The best part about it is because you're able to customize what you're getting each day. You can take a look at whatever your stewards may need at that time and decide whether you want to go all out and get all of those, or you want to go ahead and move to the next item on the list to stack a certain amount of certain items. Let me see something. Oh yeah, so we're going to go over the new one is Gallon. You could change their name. I haven't decided on a name for him. I've been thinking about Mr. I don't know. That's just what come to my mind. I have some weird names for my stewards. It started as a joke on my server. Everyone named the first one Bimbo. So it was like, that's the name that stuck with her. And then I just kept around that theme. And then the second one, I just named a girl, and then Tramp. And then we have, Gallon. I think I'm gonna change his name to Mr. It was very funny. So one of the things I want to bring you guys' attention to is you gotta look in this top right corner when it says once you do the Steward Ascension, you press Steward Ascension, and then in the top right corner it tells you bonus preview and bonus overview. Right? This is the bonus preview. This is the levels that it will be able to go up with each ascension level. This is very important information. And a lot of people didn't even notice that. You know what I mean? Didn't really notice that. And then the bonus overview. The bonus overview, this is, Gallon, he gives a lot of stats. But what I wanted to bring to your attention when it comes to this overview was the total steward bonus. Look, 38%. 38.04% to fighter attack, 40.04% to shooter attack, This is for all of your stewards together. So what you're going to notice in a lot of your reports is the spenders are going to go all out doing everything they possibly can to build up these stewards because they're giving a lot of percent bonus to your attack. You know what I mean? It doesn't read on the report as you got this from the steward. It will tell you what level the stewards are. When you see high level stewards, that's probably why you're losing. You know what I mean? And I can just say that confidently. When they got high levels, we just faced a guy. He had at least 3 of his stewards level 13. Actually, I'm exaggerating, but shout out to Super Giga Chad. You know what I mean, from server 12, who kicked our behinds. Good thing we were the attackers. We couldn't get their town hall, couldn't beat them. I mean, it helps when he has a level 10 RTO. You know what I mean? We were rallying like crazy, doing triple, quadruple rallies, and glad my stewards is higher than that now because, you know, looking at his stewards, I was like, wow. I also faced someone inside the crystal mines who had higher stewards than him. But I was looking at stewards, I was like, why is his steward so high? Why is his steward so high? So like I was like, why he going all out? I understood RTO. So I'm thinking maybe the reason why we couldn't beat him was RTO. But then I started getting into the steward bonuses. And when I go into the steward bonuses, I'm like, wow, these stewards are giving a lot of bonuses to players. To see those real bonuses, you have to go to Steward Ascension first. You see, because originally it just said the background story and then material inventory, which is why people don't notice this area, because you have to go to where it says Steward Ascension, and you see there's adding 2.43 fighter health, so on, so on. But when you go to the overview, you see how much on the total steward bonus, you see how much bonus you're getting from all 4 of these stewards. These are very high numbers, and you continuously get them higher and higher. I'm thinking at level 10, if you got 10 at all of them, you're probably at maybe 50, 60% of these attacks and defenses and health added to your troops. And like stewards are, man, they're the game changers. So that's the reason why I wanted to go over the steward situation, because that was very enlightening seeing those high stewards and then finding out about the stats being there. That's why I took you to the store to show you the daily cards and the weekly cards and the monthly cards, and why it's so important to utilize those. Also, this is why I went to the Dawn Guard to show you in the Dawn Guard store. These materials is only 100 each, and I had over 580,000 points. I focus on enchantment, but when you look at it, my major focal point should have been on the steward clothes. On the steward stuff that they need to go ahead and ascend. Not only that, but I normally every week I always look at the Beast Pass, Power Pass. This is a Beast Pass, this one, and Power Pass. I normally, when it's material, don't do material. I don't get the material here. When it's the material for the steward, I normally don't. I only purchase it when it's the Beast. That's it. That's the only one I really focus on. I know what I mean? I don't need the speed ups at all. My city is 25, or every building is 25. You know what I mean? Almost all my tech is done, so I don't need the speed ups. I normally was only doing the Beast, but now it's going to become important to get the steward material as well, because you need as much steward material as possible in order to build this steward up. So this makes this steward supply chain very important, because now as it's opening up for me today, because the data changed. The first thing I want to do is, after I go ahead and make sure continuous dispatch. You want to continuous dispatch because the bonuses, the longer you've been with the same person, the more bonuses you get. But you want to go ahead and when you got 4 already that you're not focusing on any of your stewards, like you don't need to get them enough of the material so they can go to the next level. They're already all at their highest level. They all don't go to the same level. You know what I mean? But when they're already all at their highest level, then you can just put anyone at any slot. But make sure you do all of these a day to get whatever material they're giving you every single day. It's very important for you. And then, when you go to Ascension, this is the standard. This is what everyone is going to be getting. I'll recommend that you rank them up evenly. You rank them up evenly. The reason why is because it's going to take more material as you ranking them up. So your other ones that lag behind when it could take less material just to give you a little bit more of a bonus. So you want to try to do them evenly. So and the way you do that, you see, when near the name, it's going to have what ascension level they're on, or you could just go ahead and put the bonus preview and it'll box out what ascension level they're on. So what I want to do is, but you do got to click ascension to be able to see. You know what I mean? What I want to do is I'm going to focus on getting Gallon up to the level that Tramp is on. I don't remember their original names. So Gallon currently is on a level 2. So I want to get him up to a 4 and then get Tramp up to 5 and then Gallon up to 5 and so forth and so on until they're all even. So what I need to find out is what is he missing? He's missing the silk. So the things just came in. I'm low on also stone. Always low on stone. Everyone's always going to be low on stone because stone is probably one of the most used materials. So I go straight to the supply. I make sure I got stone. I make sure I got silk. It's just that simple. Make sure I got stone. Make sure I got silk. It's just that simple. So you're going to constantly pay attention to what you need to focus on ranking up the next person. I'm not going to need this anymore because I don't really need anything else for mana-wise. And as soon as you get some, you can tap the screen to make them skip the whole walk scene. It does get a type annoying. She's ready to be ranked up, but I'm going to skip past her and go straight to Gallon because it's going to be cheaper to rank him up. I'll still be able to have some material left over to do whatever is needed to be done. And then I'll find what else do I need, and that becomes my focal point. I need to make sure that I have more silk. You're going to always need silk. You're going to always need stone. Those are going to be the two main things you need the most of. You know what I mean? Because you're going to have a lot of the other stuff. And I'm going to get him to 4 before taking her to 5. And then when I get them all even, then I'll start going down the line. That's how I think that everyone should plan how they're going to upgrade their stewards. It's going to be very important. The steward supply closet still hasn't come yet. Still waiting on that. Contract of loyalty, my advice is that you put it on someone that it caters to. For instance, I have him on my Susanna because he gets fighter damage dealt by fighters in battle 1%. So, and I'm going to have her on my first team. You want to have all your stewards on the same team also. So you want to put them on your first team. You know what I mean? Speaking of that, I believe I do not have the right person because she's a driver. So I think I put her on a driver hero. Yeah, so just thinking about that. You may want to dissolve that and put that on. I'll put her on Yuri. Because I'm actually using Yuri and I use drivers inside my attacks. So it'd be better to put it on Yuri. It just makes more sense that you have all 5 of your stewards, all 4 of your stewards on one of your heroes that you're using in your main attack, so that you get that bonus applied to that hero. That's very important. So that's the first video for today. Another video coming out Friday. Like, comment, rate, subscribe.